Sun burning through that Tennessee haze, loading up trailers like my daddy raised. Got my boy riding shotgun proud, and my grandson laughing way too loud. Grease on our hands, dust in the air, Windrock calling like a Sunday prayer. Steel-toe boots and a cooler of dreams, a family built on torque and gasoline. Daddy said, son, this mountain don't lie. It'll test your grit, it'll teach you why you stand your ground when the trail gets steep. Now I hear those words and the boy I'm teaching. 3 generations on the mountain, trail dust rising like a prayer. From these hollows to forever, we leave our time tracks there. From my father to my grandson, same fire in our eyes, Windrock blood running deep through these red clay skies. Trail 15 trying to break our pride, but we just drop it low and let it ride. My grandson grips the grab ball tight, says, Papa, this is the best day of my life. My son just smiles, he remembers when he was a kid riding next to me back then. Now he's the one checking straps and chains. Time moves fast, but the mountain stays the same. I see my daddy in the way he stands, grease-stained heart with steady hands. Legacy ain't money in a wheel, it's teaching your blood how to climb that hill. 3 generations on the mountain, engines roll like thunder rolls, steel and sweat and southern roots cut deep down in our souls. From my father to my grandson, we don't back down or quit. Windrock raised us hard and proud with a whole lot of grit. When I'm long gone and my boots ain't here, they'll still hear my voice in the rumble of gear saying, hold it steady, pick your line, that mountain will echo it every time. 3 generations on the mountain, sun setting slow and red. One day he'll bring his own little boy and tell him what I said. That family's more than blood and bone, it's the dirt beneath your feet. And Windrock's where our name was carved in Tennessee concrete.
We're going full mud flinging, whiskey soul, backcountry anthem, say less vulgar. Here's your Windrock country banger, built for tailgates, trail 15 and busted knuckles. Yeah, sun's barely up, but the rig's loud. Diesel smoke hanging like a rebel cloud. Cooler in the back and a flag on the cage. Trail map folded on the dash like a page. Got red clay caked on my boots and jeans. Windrock dirt runs through my veins, it seems. Crank that country on the radio, air down low, let's roll slow. We were raised on rock and red clay roads, wild that where the wild wind blows. From the ridge line high to the hollow below. If you know that's Windrock. Whoa, stars shine bright over rattling steel. 4 wheels climbing, freedom feels real. Ain't no city light gonna steal a southern star. From Trail 15 to the overlook view, a little bit reckless, a whole lot of true. We were raised on rock and red clay roads, flags fly high where the backwoods go. Hear that throttle echo through the night. Windrock living, man, it feels right. Engines roll like a country song. Out here's where we belong. Yeah, the mob knows my name. Windrock lead taste, and I'll never change. And I'll never change. Morning breaks on Walden Ridge, cold air rolling off the edge. Windrock hums when the engines wake. Trail 15 in the dust we make. Caryville Flats in a golden light, steel and gravel, red clay tide. Trail 16 through pine and stone. These hills ain't ours, they're on loan. We don't own these woods and streams, we just pass through with our machines. This is the land we ride, Windrock carved in mountainside. Panther Rock standing tall and proud, Walden Ridge above the clouds. Trail 15 and 16 went through roots and rock and back again. We ride strong, but we tread light, respect the land. That's how we ride. Panther Rock, echo roll when the throttles talk. Caryville dust in the afternoon, summer heat and a blue sky moon. Ridgeline narrow, wheels in line, every turn feels like home and mine. But we pack it out, we fix what's wrong, keep it wild and keep it strong. Leave no scar that time can't heal, guard the dirt beneath our wheels. So this is the land we ride, Walden Ridge and mountainside. Windrock trails cut deep and wide, Panther Rock our northern guide. Trail 15 and 16 call from Caryville Flats to the overlook wall. We ride proud, but we ride right, respect the land. That's our fight. A son's first gear, these woods been standing for 1,000 years. We're just guests on ancient ground, in every echo, every sound. So teach the next one how to stand, throttle strong, but love the land. This is the land we ride, Windrock wild and dignified. Walden Ridge in the evening light, Panther Rock against the night. Trail 15 and 16 true, Caryville sky so wide and blue. We keep it clean so we
up before the sunrise glow, airing down where the cool winds blow. Trail 15 calling rocks and ruts, front end climbing, tires cut. Red clay flying off that tread, heartbeat thumping in my chest. Below gear grinding, engine singing, mountain knows the sound we're bringing. From Trail 15, where the boulders bite, to Trail 20 overlook at sunset light. We climb, we crawl, we earn that view, steel and grit in the sky so blue. Flag in the wind, dust in the air, freedom's found up there somewhere. If you've ever stood where the ridges look, you know that feeling at Trail 20 overlook. Spotter yelling driver's side, a little more throttle, let it ride. Locker clicks and the tires grab, whole crew cheering like it's NASCAR. Scratches are not bought in chrome, out here's where a man feels home. Mud on the doors, pride in the grin, you don't just drive it, you live it. In from Trail 15, where the boulders bite, to Trail 20 overlook at sunset light. We climb, we crawl, we earn that view, steel and grit in the sky so blue. Flag in the wind, dust in the air, freedom's found up there somewhere. If you've ever stood where the ridges look, you know that feeling at Trail 20 overlook. Engine's quiet, wind rolls through, smell of pine and Mountain Dew. Looking out past the valley floor makes you want a little bit more. Trail 15, we paid our dues. Trail 20, that $1 million view. Bonfire glow when the daylight fades, Windrock nights and red clay days. Yeah, that mountain carved this soul. 4 wheels turn, but the heart's in control. Ain't no map gonna tell that story from 15 to 20. That's Windrock glory. Alarm clock buzzing at 4:15. Coffee black as Tennessee dreams. Headlights cut through the mountain fog. Steel toe boots, engine cough. Cold air hanging in the hollow low. Trail 15 needs some love, I know. Tracks roll slow through that red clay ground. Windrock wakes to a diesel sound. Hands on iron, heart start in the dirt. Sun ain't up, but we're already at work. We're building these trails before sunrise. Jake on the dozer pushing mountainside. Jordan on the cat swinging wide, carving lines down the mountainside. From G53 overlook down the spine, every rock and rut by design for the riders coming into daylight. Yeah, we're building Windrock right. Yellow paint glowing in the break of dawn. Jake drops the blade and the brush is gone. Steel edge biting through ridge and clay. Cut that bench the mountain way. Jordan rolls that bucket slow. Sets each rock where the water will flow. Every pass smooth, every grade just right. We're chasing rain and holding tight. This ain't glamour, ain't no show. Just mountain men making trails flow. We're building these trails before sunrise. Jake holding steady on that line. Jordan's cat reaching high and wide, carving switchbacks in the mountainside. From Trail 20 to Panther Rock, we're setting steel against the clock. So when that throttle hits full flight, they'll ride what we built last night. Mud on the blade, diesel in the air. Jordan feathers that boom with care. Jake leans forward, eases it into machines humming like mountain hymn. This land don't break, but it'll test your will. You earn every inch on this mountain hill. We're building these trails before sunrise, green and yellow side by side. From the first cold spark to the last tail light, Windrock stands 'cause we fight that fight. Yeah, the riders see the thrill and speed, but this mountain runs on grit and steel. And every berm, every climb so tight was built before the morning light. The sun bleeds red on a Tennessee sky. Smoke in the air and the ravens fly. Trail 20 clone at the side of the hill. Low gear grind and an iron wheel thrill. Cane snarling, cage full of fight. 35s gripping like they mean it tonight. Switchbacks tight like a coiled up snake. One wrong line and the mountain will take. Front locked in and the rear diff tight. Axles twisting in the fading light. No chrome shine, just dust and scars. Mud on the boots and busted bars. Up on Wolf Ridge, outlaw pride. Windrock thunder on the mountainside. Trail 20 howling under blacked out tires. Smell of fuel and hot clutch fires. Lockers click and the diff locked in. Climbing rock like it's born
outlaw side. Throttle, feather, crawl, control slow. Feel that torque when the revs stay low. 35's bite in the shale and clay. No spin wasted, we find a way. Still heart beating in a lifted frame. Every scratch got a story and name. Kids in the back learn early on. Respect the trail or you won't last long. Diff like tide when the ledge gets steep. Mountain don't care if you talk it cheap. Pack it out, don't scar the ground. That's outlaw code where we're found. 300 years these ridges stood through storm and fire and ironwood. We're just talking a long bloodline. Red clay grid in a steel drive line. Lockers set and the crawling gauge. KRX unleashed, mountain cage. Love on Wolf Ridge, throttle wide. Windrock fury on the mountainside. Trail 20, don't forgive the weak. You test your hands, your heart, your technique. 35's humming, lockers tied. Diff locked in for the final bite. When the dust falls and the echoes glide. Wolf Ridge overload. We still ride. Sun coming up over Tennessee stone. Dust in the air, yeah, we're in our zone. Loaded up heavy, but you're sitting right on the right parts. And she ready to fight. 35-inch Zillas, digging in deep. Blowing up the mountain like it owes me a Jeep. Trail on my skid plate, dragging on steel. Hear that scrape, that's how freedom feels. Oliver Springs, we ain't playing safe. Lock it in low, let the mountains shake it. Windrock, we ride, wide open throttle. KRX 1000, full send model. Painkiller suspension, eating every drop. Bounce off the ledge and she never gonna stop. Mud on the doors, flexing the axles. Built for the climb, no room for shackles. From the flats to the overlook top, we don't back down. We built for the rock. Trail 20 overlook, sky on fire. Climb so steep, you better have time. Zilla's humming like a battle cry. Kicking up shale as we scrape the sky. Trail armor underneath, taking blows. Rock ledge kissing where nobody goes. Painkiller soak up the brutal lines. Flex so smooth, it's criminal fine. Hear that rev, that's thunder speaking. KRX beast mode, never weaken. Winch line tight, but we barely need it. Pointed uphill and we just feed it. 35s, skid plate steel. Painkiller ride, how's that feel? Windrock nights under LED glow. Mud on the glass, but we still gonna go. KRX 1000 built, not stock. All the right parts rule the rock. From the valley floor to the
mountaintop. We don't shut it down, we don't let it drop. If it's steep, if it's slick, if it's jagged and rough, we came prepared, and that's enough. At Windrock we ride, wide open throttle, KRX 1000 full send model, painkiller suspension, eating every drop, bounce off the ledge and she never gonna stop. Mud on the doors, flexing the axles, built for the climb, no room for shackles. From the flats to the overlooked top, we don't back down, we built for the rock. Sun ain't up but the whistle screams, steel-toed boots and faded jeans, black dust rising from a cold dark scene, swinging that pick like a war machine. Hard hat lamp cutting through the gloom, earth shakes deep in that hollowed room, sweat and prayer in a miner's tune, working that coal till the daylight's through. Hands like leather, lungs like stone, breaking their backs to bring it home. One by day, one by night, digging down deep, then cooking it white. Hard winters bite, hot summers burn, two kinds of fire in the hills they earn. Sun up to sundown, don't ask why, coal in the blood, corn in the rye, living that life where the law runs thin. One by day, moonshine by night again. Snow on the ridge, wind cuts cold, coal train rolling black and bold. Damn. Mama stove on the last bit of load, Daddy say, son, that's how it's old. But when the sun dips past the pine, copper still in a mason line, steam rolls thick in the lantern shine, that Mountain Dew run clear and fine. Same two hands, different fight, dark of the mind, dark of the night. One by day, one by night, digging down deep, then cooking it white. Hard winters bite, hot summers burn, two kinds of fire in the hills they earn. Sun up to sundown, don't ask why, coal in the blood, corn in the rye, living that life where the law runs thin. One by day, moonshine by night again. And mean, shirt soaked through in that cold dust sheen, still bubbles slow by a creek unseen. Sweet revenge on a work day's lean. Sheriff rise, but he won't find men who hustle both heart and spine. Just Appalachian backbone kind, half in the dark, half in the shine. One by day, one by night, black rock miner, mountain white. Hard winters howl, hot summer sting, but those hills still hear them sing. From the deep mine shaft to the hollows bend, they'll work that earth till the bitter end. Born on fire, forging skin. One by day, moonshine by night again.
Sun sinks low on the Cumberland sky. Dust from the side-by-sides drifting by. Engines cool on Trail 15. Shadows stretch where the pines lean in. Up on Walden Ridge the wind talks low. Through Panther Rock where the wild things go. We laughed it off when the old folks said don't stay too long. Past the daylight's dead. There's prints in the mud with no boots tread. Heavy steps where the laurel spreads. They say Bigfoot walks Windrock at night. Crosses Caryville Flats in the pale moonlight. From Taggart Creek to the top of the world. Through Sand Lake fog where the mist is curled. You can hear him howl when the engines die. Deep in the hills where the eagles fly. He ain't just a story we all overlook. He's a legend living in Windrock. Timber back, brimstone wind carried a warning sound. 75 years these hills been around, and every rider who's felt that stare knows something big is breathing there. Red clay stirred but nobody moved. No motor running, no throttle groove. They say Bigfoot walks Windrock at night. Up Dragon's Back where the stars burn bright. Past Wolfband Gap and the ridgeline bends where the gravel road just ends. You can see a shadow by firelight glow, tall as the pines in the hollow below. He ain't just a myth in an old book. He's a legend living in Windrock. Yeah. He's a legend living in Windrock. Some say he guards these mountains wild, watches over every man and child, keeps the reckless boys in line, makes sure we respect these hills of pine. Leave no trash, don't tear up the land. Ride with heart and a steady hand, 'cause if you don't, well, take a look. You might need the King of Windrock. Yeah, Bigfoot walks Windrock at night. Through Walden Ridge in silver light. From Panther Rock to Caryville Flats, he knows every trail and where you're at. When the campfires fade and the coyotes call, you might hear heavy footsteps in the draw. And if you feel them woods all shook, that's the legend, the mountain shadow. Bigfoot. I was blind. Raised on red clay and gasoline, cheap all nights and broken dreams. Mama prayed while I ran wild, counting lines and a crooked smile. Cowboy boots and a heavy hand, dust on my Bible, blood on my plans. Thought I was king of that runaway race. Didn't know I was locked in a cage. Neon buzz in a jailhouse light, whiskey burn in the dead of night. Then I heard that hymn through the pouring rain, like a steel train calling
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. Pulled this outlaw off the ground. I was lost on a dead-end road, running hard with a heavy load. Chains broke loose in a midnight blaze. Mercy hit me in a smoky haze. Blind as hell, but now I see. Grace still rides for a man like me. Sheriff knew my truck by sight. Daddy said, son, you ain't living right. Gravel scars and a restless soul, digging deep in a devil's hole. But grace don't care where you've been, don't keep score on a life of sin. Kicks that door like a hurricane wind and drags you back again. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. Pulled this outlaw off the ground. I was lost on a dead-end road, running hard with a heavy load. Chains broke loose in a midnight blaze. Mercy hit me in a smoky haze. Blind as hell, but now I see. Grace still rides for a man like me. Yeah, no saint won't claim that crown. Still got dust when the sun goes down. But I ain't running from truth no more. Laid my pride at heaven's door. Grace don't whisper, it roars like rain. Breaks a wild man's iron chain. From back road sinner to redeemed. That's the power of a king unseen. Yeah, I was blind, but now I see. Grace still rides for a man like me.